I am excited that Ziidi Trader is going to change the landscape when it comes to buying and selling of shares in Nairobi Stock Exchange market. Currently, we have roughly 1.4 million Kenyans who are invested or don't know something which is going on when it comes to Nairobi Stock Exchange market. That's roughly 2.5% of the Kenyan population. So we really need more individuals to be aware of what's going on in Nairobi Stock Exchange, because you need to understand that some of the companies which are listed in Nairobi Stock Exchange market, they do make profits in the Kenyan economy. So most Kenyans need also to be aware of the opportunities which are available and in which they can make some investment gains when it comes to investing in those companies. On the flip side, something which I don't like about Ziidi Trader is another objective which they have. Currently, we have over 200,000 active, I can say active traders when it comes to Nairobi Stock Exchange market. But Safaricom's main objective, not main objective, but another objective is to transform this figure from 200,000 active users to 9 million active users by 2029. That's something which we should be careful, because if you realize that investing in the stock market, you are not going to make money by you just becoming a day trader. You are going to make your own money to build your own wealth if you stick with your investments for long period of time. So if you are interested in this kind of videos, remember to subscribe, like, and also don't forget to share. Now, it seems I am late attending the party of Ziidi Trader, but Ziidi Trader is one of the latest stockbroker to be launched in the Kenyan economy, and it has a massive fan base. We have over 38 million M-Pesa active users. So if these individuals are going to be introduced to the Nairobi Stock Exchange market, it means there are going to be a lot of resources which are going to flow into Nairobi Stock Exchange market. And that's a positive side, because you need to realize that most companies which are listed in Nairobi Stock Exchange market, most of their profits they make from selling their services and products to Kenyans. So if Kenyans are contributing to the progress of these companies, then Kenyans also not deserve, but they also need to claim some share by also risking their own resources into investing into these companies. So by you having a CED trader app or a broker, you will be able to buy some of the companies which you are interested to buy in or to buy from. So that's the positive side. And also the positive thing I saw from what I have read, when it comes to CED trader, they are going to charge a commission of around 1.5%. While I realized or I observed that most stockbrokers in Kenya, they charge between 1.7 to 2.5% when it comes to the commissions they deduct while you are making these transactions. So it's going to be cheaper for you to transact when it comes to buying and selling of shares with CD Trader app compared to other stockbrokers, which also is going to kind of increase competition, which may force these other stockbrokers to also reduce their commissions. And one of the best stockbrokers, I believe, is the ISA app. They have around 1% when it comes to the commission which they charge. So you can see competition is going to increase, which will also reduce the fees which investors are exposed to. That's another thing which you need to realize, that the CED Trader app is going to enable you as an individual. And also market updates are going to be as usual when it comes to other stockbrokers. It is a stockbroker just like other stockbrokers, but this time round it is more accessible on your fingertips, as they say. You can just buy within a flip of a second. And the whole issue of the paperwork, which was used to be provided when going to have a new stockbroker, is reduced, because Safaricom is currently now using the initial information which they add, your own information. That is know your customer. That is the information which you registered with your SIM card. That's the same information which they are going to use in order to enable you to have them as your stockbroker. So the whole issue of going to line up in a bank to have your CDS account created is just out of question now. You can just open a CDA, you can have CD as your stockbroker with limited kind of struggles or obstacles. So that's another advantage which you need to realize when it comes to CD trader. Now, as we have already said, Safaricom has a customer base of around 38 million active users. So if we have around, let's say, 10% of this, 10% may be too massive. Let's say 5%. So we may have around 1.7 million individuals who are going to be active users when it comes to investing in Nairobi Stock Exchange market. Now, as I said, the flip side, the negative side about CD Trader is one of the other objectives which they have is to increase active users from 200,000 currently out of the 1.4 million Kenyans who are aware of what's going on in Nairobi Stock Exchange market. It's only the 200 who are active. I can say active traders. But the other objective of Safaricom is to enable to turn these figures from 200,000 Kenyans to 9 million Kenyans by 2029 who will be active day traders. As I've mentioned, being an active trader is not one of the best strategies which you are going to use in order to be a success when it comes to the stock market. You to increase your chances of building wealth in the stock market is also to increase your time frame in which you are going to stay with those investments. So if you are going to stay with an investment for 24 hours, then your chances of you building wealth are actually limited. But do you know who is going to benefit a lot when it comes to you participating in day trading? It is the Ziidi Trader app. And who are those individuals? It is Safaricom. Safaricom is going to make a lot of commissions, a lot of interest, a lot of profits when it comes to you participating or engaging in day trading. I observed there's this Spider Investment Bank. They made a profit of over around 1,000 or 200 like that percent. So it's massive, more especially if you continue participating in active day trading. You are going to make a lot of commissions when it comes to Safaricom or CD Trader app. So the only way which you are going to succeed in the stock market is to ensure you limit the amount of trades which you make in the stock market. So limit them as much as you can. And now it's going to be made so difficult because you will be able to access your portfolio. Yeah, I do understand there nowadays there are also different stock brokers. For example, Kingdom Securities, which I normally use, or ISA. You can access your portfolio in just within a short period of time. But CD Trader, it's more kind of interconnected. You will be accessing your resources, and if you are not careful or disciplined, you may end up finding yourself day trading, and that's not a good strategy if you are interested to build some wealth. And I want your thoughts when it comes to CD Trader app. What are your thoughts? Are you going to use them as your stock broker? For I have enough stockbrokers. I am not interested to have CD as one of my other stockbrokers. Anyway, see you in my next one.